Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Boom Broadcasting presents Three from Deep. I am your host, Jason Colenso. Welcome to the show. What's going on, everybody? I hope you've had a great week. Definitely an exciting one in the association. Lots to unpack in this episode. Just some of the things we're going to touch on this week. First, we're going to start off the week that was. We're going to review some of the games, some of the performances here. We're also going to get into MVP watch. Right now, who are the top 5 MVP candidates out there? Who's in the lead? Who's looking at sneaking up behind? So that seems to be an interesting race right now. Halftime, we're going to talk about my top 5 perfect songs of all time. And when we get there, I'll explain that a little bit more. We're also going to discuss something a little interesting. It seems that the NBA is trying to come up with some ideas on how to change the All-Star game, which definitely needs it because right now it is trash. So we're going to touch on that a little bit and see what the NBA is proposing. And then we're also going to get into some of the games coming up this week, what to look out for. So again, I appreciate you guys looking out for me here. I appreciate the love and support. Like and subscribe. Again, the Boom Broadcasting Network on the YouTube channel. This show, Three from Deep, drops Mondays at 12 p.m., but you can check out at any time on the Boom Broadcasting Network. Lots of good shows, lots of great content. So the best up-and-coming sports podcast network, but we also do more than sports. We have shows about television. We have shows about personal things. So you need to check out Boom Broadcasting, dude. They're doing big things here. So we're going to sip some coffee. Salute. And we're going to jump into the show. Again, we got a pretty packed week last week from the NBA. First off, let's start off with the Cleveland Cavaliers. How many people saw the Cleveland Cavaliers starting off the season 14-0? Now, guys, I record this show on Sundays, and at 6 o'clock here, which is pretty close to where I am right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers are playing the Charlotte Hornets. So can LaMelo upset the Cavaliers and give them their first loss? But right now, did anybody have the Cavaliers starting off this hot? I know they thought the Celtics were going to start off hot, and they have. The Celtics have started off pretty impressive. 11-3 right now. But first in the East is going to those Cleveland Cavaliers. You talk about playing like a team. They are playing like a team. It is pretty amazing. Donovan Mitchell is having a quiet MVP performance on this season right now. In the win over the Bulls, he drops 37. Darius Garland dropped 29. Are they the favorites in the East now? This start, does that put Cleveland in the driver's seat to win the East? I don't know. That's going to be tough. This is a heavy-duty, heavy hitter. East is not to be joked with anymore. I know the West is always the gauntlet and was always known as the tougher, the tougher games and the tougher teams. But the East is looking pretty stacked right now. Cavs, Celtics, Magic. Even without Paolo Banchero, still 8-6. They're only third in the East, and then my New York Knicks fourth at 6-6. So still a very young season, but man, Cleveland is starting off super, super hot. I give them a chance. Celtics still, they proved themselves last year. Finally got over that hump. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Can Porzingis get healthy and stay on the field? We'll see what happens. But this is a great, great start to the season for those Cleveland Cavaliers. So something to look out for. Can they sniff that 24-0 start from the Golden State Warriors? I think that's going to be super, super tough for them. That was an amazing squad. But I don't think they're going to get close to that here. But starting off great. So good job, Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, let's get into LeBron James. I am a little critical of LeBron James because again, it gets into the whole GOAT discussions because again, I am a product of the 90s and 80s where basketball was completely different. The rules were completely different. And watching Michael Jordan spoiled you. A lot of these kids today, a lot of these people today that just never either saw Michael Jordan or saw the tail end of his career really don't know what they were missing. And with social media now and news is 24/7, it's even more than that. It's hard for me to put LeBron James up there, but man, I tell you what, he is proving himself to be an ageless wonder. Granted, he's only 39, and it's pretty sad that 39 years old is considered old in NBA terms. I guess the same thing as goes in tennis. If you hit that 30-something mark, you're considered old and should retire. Us guys creeping up on 50 hear those kind of things and shake our heads and go, man, it would be nice to retire at 39. But LeBron James, fourth straight triple-double and a win over the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. 15 points, 16 rebounds, 12 assists. LeBron James adapts probably better than anybody I've ever seen, and that's something I'll give to him. His game has changed. He's becoming a little more of a facilitator now as opposed to having to be that dominant scorer. Anthony Davis in that game, again, if he can stay healthy, Anthony Davis is a force to be reckoned with, a top 5 NBA talent. He just can't stay healthy, but man, dropped 40 points in that game against the Spurs. Wemby had a pretty decent game. Wemby went for 28 and 14. So this is the future versus the past. Victor Wembanyama is the future of the NBA. LeBron James singing his Twilight song. But man, he is impressive, and I will give that to him. I still don't think he's the GOAT. I'm sorry. Michael Jordan is and will always be number one. I don't see anybody changing the game on a global level like Michael Jordan did. LeBron James is a product of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and all those that came before him, and came in at the right time when the rules changed and kind of helped him out where scoring was a premium. But the money he spends on taking care of himself is paying dividends. He is becoming not so much legendary, but he is proving that he belongs in the top 5 discussion. And we'll just leave it at that because I do think there's some other players that are above LeBron James when it comes to the GOATs, greatest of all time. Again, I got Jordan, Bill Russell. Nobody has more rings than Bill Russell, so let's just go there. Kobe Bryant is up there. Shaq is up there. Magic Johnson is up there. Larry Bird is up there. Oscar Robinson. Throw LeBron James in the mix. You can shuffle them all around. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Again, Kareem held the scoring points lead for a long time, but was never really considered a GOAT. He was considered one of the greatest to ever play the game, yes, but he never cracked or knocked on Michael Jordan's door. Yes, LeBron James is knocking on Jordan's door, but he ain't answering. I'll give LeBron James at 39 years old, 4 triple-doubles in a row. That's very impressive. Have the Lakers playing pretty good right now. How long can he keep this up? It's a long season, still early. I know he's taking care of himself, but can he last those games? I know they'll probably do some rest days. This whole managing players nowadays in the NBA is a sore subject. But can Anthony Davis stay healthy, and can LeBron James continue to play the way he is playing right now? We'll hope to see if that happens. So very, very impressed with you, LeBron. I'll give you a good sip of cup of coffee for that one. You're giving us old guys hope. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. We also had a 60 burger this week. A lot of games this week. We had some high points here with Wemby, with Giannis. Now De'Aaron Fox for the Kings dropped 60 and a loss to the T-Wolves. Kings aren't playing very good right now, which is very disappointing because they showed out a little bit in the West last year. Thought they were a big up-and-coming team with that squad, but have been kind of slow start this year. But De'Aaron Fox dropping 50. That breaks the team record or franchise record of Jack I gotta say that right. Jack Taman had 59, and then DeMarcus Cousins had 56 back in 2016. So, De'Aaron Fox, congratulations for getting that franchise record, 60 points. So, but you got to get the win. I don't care how many points you score. It's all about the victory, man. So, that's very, very interesting. But some decent performances in this week, so a lot of excitement to go there. So, let's jump on in to our top 5 MVP candidates, and I got a sleeper 6. And again, my crack production staff with my graphics, we are on that MVP watch. So let's get that MVP watch going, guys. Number 5 right now, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis stays healthy, continues to play well. He is an MVP candidate, averaging 30.2 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks per game. Can you stay healthy? And that's the biggest crutch on his game right now is, can he stay healthy? Can he play enough games? He is an all NBA talent. Just got to be available, man. So we're going to kind of keep an eye out on that. But Anthony Davis, number 5 in our MVP watch. Number 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Old Club Shay, averaging 27.9, 6.3 assists, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.8 assists on the season. They're going to need him. That Thunder, missing Chet Holmgren for some time, are going to need Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to perform. And right now, he's still got the Thunder having a pretty good record in the West. Can he continue that? Can the rest of that team stay healthy and help him carry that team until Chet gets back? They were number 1 in the West last year. Very, very good up-and-coming team. I still think they need a little veteran presence on that squad. Don't be surprised to see that the OKC squad doing some moves for trades. They have a ton of draft capital right now. So watch them make some power moves here in the when the trading starts going fast and furious. I haven't heard anything yet, but it'll be interesting to see what moves they can make. So number 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 3, they had down as KD, 27.6 points, 6.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists per game. Again, KD is always going to be up there. He's a massive scorer, very important to that Suns team. But hurt. Is he going to be able to come back and be the same KD? Is he going to be able to continue the push to take those Suns to the next level? That remains to be seen. I still got some questions on KD. He hasn't done anything since he left Golden State, and that's a knock on him right now. So, KD, what are you doing? Last few years, you have been kind of lackluster, falling short. Is his legacy going to be Golden State and then falling off a cliff? I don't know. But it is nice to see that Suns team playing a little bit better But KD, hopefully he gets better and gets out there on the court again soon. Number 2, Jason Tatum. The Boston Celtics are playing very, very well. 30.2 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game, and 5.6 assists. Just hit a buzzer beater in OT to beat the Raptors. Jason Tatum. Although I don't think he's the most important guy on that team. I still think Brown is. I think he's the X factor. Tatum's going to get his. Tatum's an all-world talent, all-NBA talent. Got his chip last year. Celtics want to go for another one. They want to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. And I know Tatum wants to do that, but Jaylen Brown, I think, is really the X factor on that team. That really helps them out. They need both of those guys to play well to really start making some noise in the East, especially now that you have Cleveland just kind of coming out of nowhere and really, really with this hot start right now. So Jason Tatum, number 2 on the MVP watch list. And number 1 kind of surprised me a little bit, but right now he is a perennial MVP. I don't know how. Joker, Nikola Jokic, 29.7 points per game, 13.7 rebounds, 11.7 assists. He is averaging a triple-double. The dad bod god. He is essentially the most important player on that Nuggets squad. There's no arguing that. You can take Tatum out of Boston, they could probably float some games. Again, you take KD out of Phoenix, they still got Booker, they still got Beal, they got some guys that can ball. Even if you take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of OKC, I think that would hurt, especially now Chet's not there. But I think they could kind of make do and survive. Anthony Davis, again, has been kind of hit or miss with the Lakers in and out, but they've shown that they can still kind of hang without him. He's not the most important player on that team. LeBron James is, coach, GM, etc. But Nikola Jokic is the most important player on his squad. That Nuggets team lives and dies by him. Got him a chip. Not playing particularly well as a team right now. It's starting off a little slow this year. But it is hard to argue with what Joker does. He is a monster for a guy his size to be able to average a triple-double it's pretty good. It's astounding that he is that good of a player. Kudos to Joker. He is your perennial MVP. But my sleeper / he comes in at number 6, but I think the way that this team is playing, he's going to shoot by a lot of guys right now because he's playing really, really well. Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors, playing phenomenal in the West. Steph Curry is close. I'm going to put him ahead of LeBron James as probably the most influential NBA player in the last 20 years. Steph Curry changed the game of basketball. Everybody plays behind the 3-point circle now because of Steph Curry. The greatest shooter God ever created, Mr. Stephen A. Smith, and it is true. If I needed someone to save my life with one shot, I'm giving the ball to Steph Curry. Period. And the way they're playing right now, the way Golden State is playing, he is playing at his peak high level. He's got the team running on all cylinders. 10-2 right now. Don't be surprised if Steph Curry doesn't kind of slide in from the outside. Some of these other guys start slipping off a little bit. Anthony Davis tends to slide a little bit. KD, I think, is going to slide a little bit. Joker, if that team, doesn't play a little bit better, he may slide a little bit. Steph Curry is actually my sleeper pick, which is ridiculous to say because he's all-world Steph Curry. but he is my sleeper pick to take the 24-25 MVP this year. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. But guys, top 5 MVP candidates. If you got a sleeper, if you got someone I should be watching out for, please drop me a comment, shoot me a message. I'd like to hear it. Maybe we can discuss it a little bit on the show. So we're going to jump into a little bit of a halftime. We'll take a little time out here real quick. Again, getting a little sip of the coffee. Getting a little cooler outside, so I definitely like my warm beverage in the evening. I was thinking about this earlier, and I think I saw this question on Jimmy Fallon at night, late night show, that they asked a couple of guys who their perfect song was, or the most beautiful song that they've ever heard, or most perfect song there ever was that you never changed. And that had me thinking today, because I like to listen to music when I clean the house, do some dance around the house while I'm vacuuming and mopping. So I wanted to give you guys my top 5 perfect songs of all time. And what I mean by perfect, I mean by don't change a note. These songs will live forever, no matter what time period. These will be all-time songs. And this is my personal opinion, guys. So, again, you are more than welcome to chime in and give me your ideas. But for me, number 5, perfect songs of all time, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Just to be able to blend the musical sounds of rock and opera and just the way Queen and Freddie Mercury's voice were able to take this song that really, I'm going to say it doesn't make any sense. Really, it's just kind of all over the place, but to turn that into such an amazing, beautiful song that everybody enjoys. It is iconic all the way back to when Freddie did it live at Live Aid in 1985, which is considered the greatest live performance of all time, Queen's performance at that 1985 Live Aid. But Bohemian Rhapsody, just when you listen to it, it is utterly amazing. Musically, the changes, the lyrics, the sound, the flow, it is the highs, the lows, the emotional. It is such an amazing song. So it'll probably be higher on some other people's list, but I have it as number 5 on my list. So fantastic. Mama just killed a man. And please don't make comments about my singing, because I know it's terrible. So that's why I do not sing for a living. But anyway, number 4. Again, one of my personal favorites. And I have to mention this because this is also my wedding song. She is one of my, if not my number 1 favorite singer, Sade. When the good Lord comes down and takes me away, and they send the angels to come get me, I hope they sound like her, because her voice is heavenly. Sade, Cherish the Day. One of my all-time favorite songs is my wedding song. The sound, her voice, the feeling, it takes you to another place. It takes you out of your body. Your soul kind of leaves you, and it is such an amazing love song. Listen to it if you've never heard it before. It is one of those songs that when you sing it and you hear it and you feel it, you just go, wow. So for me, again, perfect song. Cherish the Day, Sade. I love me some Sade. She is phenomenal phenomenal singer, all time. Number 3. I thought about this song when we were going through the pandemic, and we had that going on. We had the civil unrest going on. The country was fracturing left and right, protests in D.C. All I can think about was this song just being blasted through every speaker, and just have everybody stop and listen and take a collective breath. But for me, number 3 is John Lennon's Imagine. Phenomenally beautiful song, but the message is so much more. As a society, we need to feel as one. And we don't sometimes. I think we get so caught up in our daily lives. We get so spoiled with what we are and who we are and what we want. And it's hard to cut through all that. But if you stop and you listen to this song and you listen to the words, imagine all the people living life in peace. You may think I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Again, John Lennon, ahead of his time. That song will transcend any time because you can sing it when it came out. You can sing it now. I think 100 years from now, if we go through kind of some of the same drama as a humanity that we're going through now, I think you can sing this song and it'll resonate. So the world needs a little more love in it right now, and we're still not any better. Yes, we have gotten through the pandemic. Yes, we have gotten through some of the civil unrest, but I still think we have a lot of work to do in that aspect. That's a whole nother story for another day. But John Lennon, Imagine, beautiful song. Number 2, let's get a little deeper, man. Trouble Man, Marvin Gaye. Woo! I see some people, he starts going, I'm not even going to try it because that's Marvin. I ain't going to have him come down here and take me out because I don't want to butcher his song. But Trouble Man, Marvin Gaye, you listen to that song again. You talk about a song that transcends all time and space. He sung that a long time ago. It resonated then. It sounds the same, and we're going through the same things now. So, Trouble Man, Marvin Gaye, my number 2 most perfect song ever written. Just the sound, his voice. There will never be another Marvin Gaye. Gone too soon. Still one of the greatest anthems ever sung when Marvin Gaye sung before an NBA game. Probably one of the most beautiful renditions ever heard, but that just behind Whitney Houston, but the Whitney Houston one had a little more drama behind it with Operation Desert Storm, I believe it was, there during that Super Bowl. But Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man, listen to that song. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And my number 1 perfect song of all time, don't change anything, don't change a note, will fit in any day and time from now until the end of time. Stevie Wonder's If. I can sing and listen to that song 3-4 times a day. Stevie Wonder, first of all, one of the greatest songwriters and singers of all time. But that song, it is just absolutely amazing. It's hard to describe sometimes the feelings that a song creates in you. A lot of it just depends on the kind of day you're having. You could have a good day. You can be having a bad day. And certain songs, you can listen to the same song on a good day or a bad day, and it kind of still brings you to a different place. And this is one of those songs, Stevie Wonder, If. Loving you on top of every mountain high. It is a great, great song, guys. If you haven't heard it, you're missing something unbelievably. Just poetry, the sounds, the tempo change. It just hypes you up and brings you to a different plane. So, thank you, Stevie Wonder, for my number one perfect song of all time. I love it. So those are my top 5 songs that I think are absolute perfection. Drop me a comment, guys. Let me know yours. Be interested to see or interested to hear what your songs are. So, all right, halftime over real quick. I know we went a little long on that, but real quick, I want to talk about the 2025 All-Star Tournament. The NBA knows it has a problem. Adam Silver and the competition committee are trying, with the help of the players, mind you, which is, I think, is phenomenal that they're trying to get the players' feedback, trying to come up with a way of changing the All-Star game. Because, guys, it's trash. Last year was the nail in the coffin. It is like watching a bad and one mixtape. It is not even fun. It is not competitive. This is probably the worst All-Star game in the top 4 pro sports. Even the NFL with the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl game, I don't count that up there because it's at the end of the season. It's not mid-season. It's a pay bump if a player gets named to the Pro Bowl. So to me, it's more of a recognition rather than playing in the game. Because again, football is a little more violent sport than some of the other sports. And you can't compare it to that. But the NBA has a problem. It used to NBA All-Star Weekend used to be phenomenal. 3-point contest, slam dunk contest. It used to be something special. The game used to be competitive. Guys wanted to win. They didn't want to just do windmill dunks and over-the-shoulder passes and all this other weird stuff and score 250 points each. It is ridiculous. It is embarrassing. And I am glad to see and hear from the NBA that they want to change this. What they want to do is they want to do a 4-team tournament. They want 3 all-star teams with 8 players on each team. And then they want to take the winner of the Rising Stars Challenge, and that'll be the 4th team. And then they'll have those play 2 rounds, play each other. The winner of those 2 games goes on to play the main all-star game and wins. I kind of like the idea. Again, I know the competition committee has been talking with some of the players. I know Steph Curry's been has been mentioned in this because, again, the Houston, we have a problem. The NBA has a problem with their All-Star game. It is embarrassing. It is trash. It is not even fun to watch. It is boring. Listen, people love scoring, but that's a little ridiculous. But we're going to see. This hasn't really developed into anything yet. I know they're talking about it, and they want to do something special here, but I think that would be a nice change. Although my concern is now is the NBA getting a little too tourney happy because they got this Emirates Cup that's going on right now. So that's a tournament, in-season tournament. Now you want to do an all-star tournament. You have the playoffs, another tournament. Just don't get tournament happy, guys. I mean, let's watch it and kind of maybe rename it something for the All-Star game. Let's not make it a tourney because there is literally only one tournament in professional sports, and that's March Madness. Let's keep it at that, and let's keep it simple, please. We'll see how that progresses, guys. And then what to watch this week? Salute. Monday, 76ers Starting off the season 2-10. Woo! Trust the process. I don't even think with Joel Embiid coming back, even if he's remotely healthy, I don't see that really making an impact on the 76ers. I think they are done. They need to do some changes. I think they need to do some trading. I don't know. Maybe Joel needs to go somewhere else. I think his time in Philly may be coming to an end because the process right now is not working. So Monday night, you got the 76ers going against the 5-6 Heat. Heat trying to generate some wins here in the East. You also have the 9-4 Rockets going against the 4-9 Bulls. Rockets, again, one of them other young squads coming out of nowhere, playing really, really well. So if they make a little trade move coming up here this season, maybe get themselves some veteran presence. Watch out for Houston making some noise. And then Monday night, you got the Warriors versus the Clippers. Warriors, again, 10-2 starting out. Clips 6-7. Again, Steph Curry, I think, is a legitimate MVP candidate. He is still playing out of his mind. It is hard to not root for him, the babyface assassin, still the greatest shooter on the planet. Tuesday, you got the Cavs versus Celtics. Here we go. Tuesday night, you have number 1 versus number 2 in the East. This is going to show early on in the season who is going to challenge for the chip. Celtics want to win this game because they want to show that, hey, we're the champions. You're not going to knock us off. And, of course, the Cavaliers want to continue this hot streak and go in and beat the Boston Celtics to prove they belong at the top of the East. So that's going to be an amazing game, guys. So look out for that Tuesday night. You also have Thunder versus Spurs, Shea versus Wemby, which is going to be an interesting matchup. So can Shea Gilgeous-Alexander continue his MVP march? What else do we got here? Wednesday night, got my Knicks going against the Suns. Knicks, 500 right now. We need another push. You got Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson. Guys, we need to string together some victories here, man. It is your season to start making some noise in the East, and we need you. So let's see if they can beat one of those hot teams in the West. And then Thursday, Lakers versus Magic. Again, Magic holding their own without Paolo in the lineup, so which is nice to see because, again, they're one of my sleeper teams in the East to watch out for. Orlando. Lakers, can LeBron keep his streak up? Can Anthony Davis stay healthy and continue to be a dominant force? That's going to be a great game. And then Friday, Mavs-Nuggets. Mavs, again, starting off slow. They did this last year, kind of just started off slow. There was some squawk, some rumbling. Can Jason Kidd get them boys together? Going against the Nuggets. Nuggets, again, another team starting off slow. Nikola Jokic, the perennial MVP, Dad Bod God. Can you string together some victories? That should be a hot game on Friday night. And then Saturday night, got Lakers Nuggets. And then you got Warriors Spurs. You're going to have Steph Curry versus Victor Wembanyama. I'm going to love seeing this because I already made fun of Wemby for chucking up threes. So it will be interesting to see if Wembanyama and Curry can have a little three-point barrage. I think that'll be very, very interesting and a great game Saturday. So check that game out. Guys, it has been fantastic. I went a little over my time, but that's okay. We had a lot to unpack today and a lot to talk about, and we're probably going to even have more next week. I appreciate it. Again, Boom Broadcasting Network on the YouTube channel, 3 from Deep. I am your host, Jason Colenso. I appreciate you liking and listening to me. Like and subscribe. Check us out on Mondays. I don't even know what day it is right now, but check us out Monday at 12. My new episode drops. You can also see me with the Commissioner on Wednesdays. Drop at 12. We talk about our fantasy football podcast, Sideline Savants, me and Wayne Thomas, the commissioner. Fantasy football heating up, getting close to playoff time. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Have a great week. I will see you next week. Again, Boom Broadcasting Network, like and subscribe. Peace. We are out.